Hello, everyone. Welcome to week number 6 out here at Southside Speedway. We've got some hot racing for you. We come into week number 6. Bubba Urban Jr. continues to show the way in points, and he's been consistent. 5 top 5s, all seconds and thirds, with just one 6th place finish. Eddie Johnson has shown his strength all season long. He's been the hot shoe with 5 wins in 6 events, 2 poles. And week 2, the only event he hasn't won, where Bugs Hairfield came out the winner. Eddie Johnson finished 17th. Shayne Lockhardt seems to be a little off early in the season with no wins, but he has 3 top 5s and 6 top 10s. But if you remember last season, he came on kind of strong at the close. Let's go to Jerry.
Thanks, Freddie. Tyler McRae leads the points by 30 and has won all 5 events in the mini stock division at Southside Speedway. Right now, Brian Bradley is second in the points with 5 top 5s, all seconds and thirds. So nobody's been able to chase Tyler McRae off the leaderboard yet. Chris Phelps joined us in week 3, has 1 pole and 3 runner-up finishes, while Pam Mays sits third in points with 4 top 5s and 1 pole position. Right now, it's early in the season. It's anybody's ball game on the points, and anybody can win it.
In the Grand Stock Division, there's been 5 races and only 2 winners. One of the drivers leads the points by 4 points. That is John Eversole. He's got 2 wins in 1996. The other driver, well, that's Bubba Hubbard. He's got 3 wins. The worst finish for John Eversole is only a 6th place finish. When you take a look at Bubba Hubbard's rankings, he's got 2 poles, 3 wins, 4 top 5s, 5 top 10s. His worst finish is a 10th. So the key to the Grand Stock Division, of course, is consistency. Wayne Clark, he runs 3rd in the standings. He's got 4 top 5s. That too, putting him in 3rd, all 2nd and 3rd place finishes. Don't look for this guy to finish worse than 3rd. And of course, Bill McGonigal, 4 top 5s. He's got a 6th place. He's 4th in points, and he's 14 out of the lead behind Eversole. And of course, rounding out the top 10, boy, he was a predicted strong runner. He's had bad luck all season long, but he's still 5th in the point standings. That's Robbie Langford. Let's check in with Jerry Reed now.
Hey, in the Charger division at Southside Speedway, Mike Greathouse leads the points by 20. 3 wins, 5 top 5s, 5 top 10s as we go up to talk to the mini stock drivers. Kevin Minner is 2nd in points. No wins. Don't count on that lasting all year. 4 top 5s, consistent 5 top 10s. Tommy Tatum got his first win of 96 last week, 2 top 5s, 6th place in the points, 66 points out of the lead. He's going to close in on the leaders. You bet on it tonight. When we come back, it's the mini stocks. Welcome back to the mini stock division. We're going to talk to Brian Bradley right now, one of the hardest working guys out here. Brian Bradley, 2nd in points, got a lot of consistent finishes. Do you think you can put one on the books tonight, a win?
Well, if good Lord willing, we will. So far, he's been with me all year. And to tell you the truth, if he wouldn't have helped me all these years, I wouldn't be here right now. Because we're a very low budget, and I mean low budget. Nobody knows what little's been put in this car compared to the rest of it. We're trying to keep up with. Some of the sponsors have really come through, and my family, my friends, and even people that have passed away like Jimmy Williamson. If it wouldn't have been for them through the years, I wouldn't be here.
All right, there's Brian Bradley, the hard worker. Now we're going to go to Mark Potter.
Tyler McRae has been the man to beat in the mini stock division, but a new challenger has come on strong here in the latest weeks. Chris Phelps. Chris, chances here tonight?
I don't know. We've been good, bad. We were fast in the first practice, slowed down towards the middle and everything, so we made a lot of changes before we rolled out to the line, so we'll see what we can do. We got Greg Deeth helping us work on it, and I mean, that's one of the best in the business. If he can make a turn, he's going to be the man to help us out this year.
So Chris Phelps takes a gamble heading into this feature event. We'll go back up top with Freddie Clark.
Tonight's highlights brought to you by Southern National Speedway, the hottest outlaw track in town. That's in Kinley, North Carolina, of course. Tyler McRae and Chris Phelps would lead an 8-car field of minis to the green. Brian Bradley and Adam Resnick held row number 2. McRae took control on lap 1 as Phelps fell in line 2nd over Brian Bradley. McRae was looking for his 6th straight feature win, while Phelps tried to keep him from getting away. The fans settled in for the first of 4 NASCAR events of the evening. They would watch the battle for 5th between J.D. Hamner as he took the spot away from Pam Mays. Up front, McRae makes it 6 straight easy over Phelps, Bradley, Resnick, and Hammer.
Tyler McRae with his 6th win in a row in the mini stocks, but the shadow is back, that man in the 24 car, and he gave you a fit tonight, didn't he?
Yeah, he was always in my mirror all night. I kept on looking at him every once in a while. He was back there. He's going to get better. He's working on his car real hard. We are too. We had to set up from the get-go when we came out here, straight from last year, and just got a great setup this year, and the crew's working so hard to keep the car out here, and just everybody's doing their job, and we're up front still.
Tyler McRae, 6 wins in a row in the mini stock, and he's being chased down by Chris Phelps, known as the Shadow.
Well, we've got our points leader here, John Eversole. John, 5 races, and you've got 2 wins. A chance tonight to even the score. What is the strategy for an event such as this coming up?
Well, we just want to kind of get out front as quick as we can and try to stay out of trouble. I've led 2 of the races earlier in the year and crashed in both of those, so I don't want to do that. We ran with Bubba last week, had a good race. I hope we have another good one tonight.
Let's check in back with Freddie Clark upstairs.
A 15-car field at Grandstocks would next fire to life for a 30-lap feature. Top 2 in points, Eversole and Hubbard claimed the front row in qualifying. Eversole got the advantage off turn 2 on the green flag lap as Glenn Jarman wrestled second from Hubbard. Hubbard nudges Jarman several times as the 2 worked the turns. Meanwhile, Robbie Langford started to close in from 4th. Further back, 4th and 5th in points, Bill McGonigal and Laval Balduck were in a good battle for the 8th spot, which Balduck came out on top with. The leaders were in heavy traffic by this point. First, Eversole worked his way around early season strong running Dave Lingerfeld. As Jarman and Hubbard caught the pack, contact was made with Jarman fighting to save his ride and Hubbard coming away with the 2nd position. Wayne Clark was also having his share of troubles as he spun in turn 2. Back to the leaders, Eversole flashes under the checkered with Hubbard taking his 2nd, followed by Jarman, Langford, and Chad Mason. Let's go trackside with the front runners.
Here with Glenn Jarman, your 3rd place finisher. Glenn, I thought you were going to have 2nd back there. A little bit of bumping and running on the backstretch.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I know we've had a good run tonight, and I'm tickled to death to come home in 3rd in the good shape that it's in. This is our best finish for the year, and I'm really excited about it.
Hey, Bubba Hubbard, look at that sweat on you, man. Too many lap cars on that last restart for you to get around with a single file start, but you and Jarman had one heck of a race.
Yeah, I had a battle with Buster, and after me and him finished our battle, Johnny going on about his business. So that's how it turns out there. We'll get him next week.
Well, there he is, a 2nd place finish for Bubba Hubbard. He had a good night.
Well, we talked before the race. You could even up the wins here tonight. Not only that, you leave here with a 6-point advantage. You whooped them tonight.
Yeah, the car ran real good tonight. I'm real happy with the crew and the car. That couldn't ask for anything more, and all the sponsors that helped us. The car was just unbelievable. Once we got out front, I just kind of had to drive it through the traffic, and they took care of the rest.
It was all John Eversole tonight in the 30-lap feature event for the Grandstocks. Well, we're here with Bugs Hairfield, driver of the 04. Bugs, tonight's feature event, you're on the pole.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the guys at the back is the Stock Car Products helped me this week and got the thing handled a little bit better through the corners, and we ought to be in pretty good shape for a while tonight, hopefully for the whole 100 laps.
Let's check in with Jerry Reed. He's with Kevin Grubb.
You got the show car motor in here?
Yeah, that's kind of a show car backup motor. The motor we had in there, we've had some troubles with the last couple of weeks. It's been running kind of weak. And we actually put this show car motor in and run better. It's run a lot stronger than the other one, but it's still down some. But I think we'll be all right tonight.
That's part of racing luck when you pull a motor out of your backup car and put it in, it runs better than the one you had in it.
Yeah, normally it don't come out like that, but, you know, it happens.
On the outside of row number 1, driving the car number 4, is going to be Wayne Grubb. Wayne, the last time you and Bugs Hairfield started side by side, you won the drag race to turn number 1, but you lost in the end. Plans for tonight, knowing Bugs is on the inside of you?
Well, we're just going to try to run them hard. You know, if we can get up front, we're going to, you know, take it. And if we start running hard side by side, we're just going to sort of fall back behind them, run second, and sort of baby the car as much as we can, see what we got for at the end.
Leading the NASCAR Winston Racing Series point standings here at the Southside Speedway in the late model stock car ranks, Bubba Urban. Bubba, not exactly a qualifying position where you'd like to be tonight.
No, we tried a little something different for qualifying, mainly for the race, because we can run real good for a few laps, about 50 laps, and the car starts fading a little bit. So we tried something a little different and didn't qualify too good, but I think the car will be real good in the race for a change. So if we can just stay out of trouble, maybe follow that blue Thunderbird to the front again, but we'll try.
They're all saying Eddie Johnson's the man to beat in the 100-lap feature event. Let's go check up with Freddie Clark at the top of the tower.
Bugs Hairfield won the pole for the 100-lap late model feature. Wayne Grubb took the outside front row in the 18-car field. Kevin Grubb and Shayne Lockhardt would start behind in row 2. Hairfield would win the battle on lap 1 as he beat Grubb into turns 1 and 2. Lockhardt would take the 3rd spot, but quickly got contested for the position by Johnson. Johnson worked the outside groove for the next 2 circuits until Lockhardt gave in, allowing the Ford to take the spot. Hairfield showed the way to the first caution as Tony Cully and Jim Thacker tangled in turn 4. Back to green with Hairfield leading over Grubb, Johnson, and Lockhardt. The top 4 would stay single file and started to break away from the second pack. 5th and 6th spot, Kevin Grubb and Bubba Urban. The battle for 10th was heating up as Rodney Estes held the spot while behind Mike Lee was trying to hold off the pressure from Chris Dodson. Len O'Neill worked Rusty Wood's rear deck over as they battled for the 8th spot on the leaderboard. Estes, Lee, and Dodson were still nudging each other as the fight for 10th and the fight for 10th as well. Up front, it was still Hairfield in command with Grubb trying to hold off Johnson for 2nd. Johnson looked high and low but couldn't unsettle the youngster. O'Neill looked as if he had missed the setup and started to fade as first Lee took a spot away, and then Estes caught the number 1 and made a pass for position. Back to the fight for 2nd with Johnson still unable to take the runner-up spot from Grubb. Even a couple of shots to the rear of the link belt number 4 would make Grubb slip enough to take the lane. Meanwhile, O'Neill had enough and came into the attention of the crew. Johnson was still busy assaulting the rear deck of Grubb. Finally, on lap 60, Johnson got alongside Grubb and made the pass for position 2 laps later. Hairfield would hold a full straightaway advantage over 2nd as Lockhardt now looked to take away 3rd from Grubb. Mike Lee worked his way by Urban to break into the top 6. A quick caution would tighten the field with Hairfield leading to the green. Lockhart would falter on the restart and lost 4 spots before he could get back in line, but the car was not up to par. Lee tried to wrestle Kevin Grubb to 4th for the final circuits, but Grubb held firm. Hairfield takes the win over Johnson, Wayne Grubb, Kevin Grubb, and Mike Lee.
Kevin Grubb in a 4th place finish. We talked to him before the race. He said he had a backup motor in. Backup motor didn't have quite as much horsepower as you wanted, but you hung in there all night.
Yeah, we kind of struggled to stay where we were. I don't know what happened to Shayne there last couple laps, but at a restart he fell off. He must have blown a tire or something. But basically we just held on, just waiting for the other motor.
Well, right at the end also, you had Mike Lee climbing all over you there a little bit too. Did you see him coming?
Yeah, he was giving me a couple little bumps, but after we got a couple laps on there after the restart, then we started to pull back away from him. And it was just basically a hang-on race.
All right, so it was a hang-on for you, but it was a good one, right?
Yeah, we ended up better than what I thought we were, but, you know.
All right, there it is from Kevin Grubb. 4th place finish with a backup motor.
Well, Wayne, you fought him, but Eddie finally got by you, but he did give you a nice nudge or 2 there.
Oh, yeah, but that's just racing. I mean, we're out here at Southside Speedway. There's going to be nudging and tire marks, but he had a little faster car than me. I mean, Link Belt team's going to come out here next week and try to do as good as we did this week, even better.
You seem to close in him a little bit there at the end. Any new secrets we should know about? Has Wayne Grubb found something new in the setup?
No, not really nothing new yet. We're going by each and every week we keep working on the car, trying to get the car faster at the end of the race. I sort of right there after he got by me, sort of heated up the tires on the inside, so I sort of fell back a little bit, try to let them cool and get a better run at them, but it didn't work.
Let's go to Mark Potter and the man who beat him to the punch, Eddie Johnson.
A little bit of contact this week. Eddie Johnson, he comes home runner-up in the 100-lap late model stock car feature event. Eddie, you gave it all you had tonight, lacking a little bit of horsepower?
Well, we was just a little bit behind tonight. We qualified 6th, and that's going to be the biggest thing for us, getting a good qualifying spot. But there's WRVA, Ashford Ford, Gray Bar Electric, Swisher Hygiene Ford. We're running real good. We came from 6th to 2nd. We got nothing to be ashamed of. Bugs, he's a tough competitor, and congratulate him for winning the race.
Speaking of Bugs Hairfield, let's check in with Freddie Clark. He's got our winner in victory lane.
Well, another form of media, get a few words from Bugs Hairfield. Art Mills, the man who writes the Times-Dispatch article you read every week.
Every lap it was in the bottom. That's what it takes, and no slipping and sliding. Of course, I think a lot of them was slipping and sliding a little bit too, because when I come up on a lot of lap cars, they was slipping, and I kind of feel that's probably what the problem was. I didn't slip quite as much. I was just a little bit, but I could control it with the accelerator.
Well, you heard it. Bugs Hairfield says he stuck to the bottom, and that was the key tonight, obviously pulling away from the rest of the pack as they battled behind you.
Yeah, I don't know about pulling away. I don't think my car fell off. I think their car fell off a little bit, and I think it got a little loose, and mine didn't until the end, about 10, 15 laps ago. It was just getting a little bit loose, but I could back off on the accelerator just a little bit, and it would take off and wouldn't spin no more. So I think that was the key tonight, not spinning off the corner, and I think that's probably what it wanted for me. And like I said, all the guys at Sabacus and my guys worked hard this week to try to figure out what was wrong with it. I think we're on the right track. If we touch it up just a little bit more, and I think we'll be in good shape.
Well, I think the fans and you, I'm sure, are glad to see something more than a Ford in victory lane.
Well, I don't know about that. A Ford, I got a lot of Ford people out there that likes Ford, and of course got a lot of Chevrolet people. If Eddie wins, I know he done a good job. I know his crew done a good job, and he deserves it. And anybody wins out here deserves it if they done their homework and run as good as like we did tonight. Well, it's a Ford, a Chevrolet, a Pontiac, and mine's a Pontiac, and of course the Chevrolet motor, but still, that's all I ever owned, and that's all my father ever drove was a Chevrolet stuff, and that's how I ended up with it. And like I said, I don't have nothing against the Ford. I just rather for Eddie to have the Ford and I have the Chevrolet.
Bugs Hairfield carries a family tradition into victory lane for the second time this season.
Well, you started way back in the 11th spot, but you wound up fifth tonight. That's a heck of a battle from the back of the pack.
Yeah, usually it's a little easier than that, but everybody wanted to run me to death tonight. Of course, that's racing. Everybody's supposed to do that. And we had a hard time getting by cars. We weren't quite handling right. But I think we pretty much fared out good.
He's got a new sponsor. That's Mike Lee with the WVGO machine.
We're rolling. Shayne Lockhardt ran up front most of the night, but near the end of the race, you sort of had a problem there. Tell us what happened to the car.
Well, we had another right front tire picked up a piece of trash or something from the racetrack and got a hole in it. And I noticed at the caution before the last one that the car picked up a little push afterward, and it felt like the tire was going down, but it built up pressure there while we were running under green flag. But then after that last caution, it just wouldn't turn at all. And then I got up in the high stuff and had to let everybody go and then just kind of hang on to the end. And we never did get another caution to put another tire on it. So I don't know what it is, you know, there's just so many rocks and things like that on the racetrack and everybody's having trouble with flat tires. And we're really going to have to be careful next week with 200 laps, green flag. I don't know how many we'll run under green, but it's going to be close.
All right, there's Shayne Lockhardt. He didn't have the finish he was looking for and blames it on debris on the track cutting a tire down.
Well, we had a little bit of trouble on the speedway. You lost a few spots, and then finally you came in for service. What was wrong with the car?
Well, I think a promoter needs to start cleaning off a racetrack for the mere fact that I've never seen so many cars that have flat tires in my whole life out here. It's ridiculous. We're sitting there running probably a good top 5 car and you have to come in because of a flat tire.
And a flat tire out here can cost you several spots and a lot of money.
Well, the only thing you can do is hope for a caution and keep on racing until you get a lap down and then come on in.
Lynn O'Neill obviously dejected after a flat tonight.
Well, Bubba Urban, he couldn't quite catch the Ford tonight, couldn't keep up with him.
No, he got a real good start, but we got a good start too, but we lost the locker springs give out on us about 20, 25 laps into the race, and after that, we were just sort of trying to hang on.
Tough break for Bubba Urban tonight. He was just trying to hang on. The question is, will he hang on to the points lead?
Well, last week we had a little conversation with this man in the pits. Al Grennan told us the secret to Eddie's success was that he could keep the roll center going well through the turns. Obviously, you put it on the car that you sponsor out here, Al. You must have helped Hairfield out.
Yeah, well, I sponsored him last year, and I'm on Eddie's car too.
Oh, so you got both these cars. Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny, the only 2 winners out here have a little help from this man, Al Grennan.
Right. They done very well tonight. I don't know what happened to K95 and complained all the time. They passed him on the outside.
Well, I think he got a flat there towards the end, but
he didn't have a flat at first.
But I tell you, obviously, it's beating everybody through the turns here at Southside.
But they run good, both of them.
Al Grennan.
The Grubb's boys are doing good.
What, are you helping them too?
I'm glad to see them.
You're not giving them money, are you?
No, I don't have to give them. They got money.
Al Grennan.
Well, on the front row for the Charger Division race, same old, it's going to be Brad Skelding and Michael Greathouse. But on the inside of row number 2, his second car in his own car, second race rather in his own car, Tommy Tatum. I tell you, you're looking good here tonight. Inside row number 2, chances.
Very slim, very slim. They said the 707 was so strong, I don't know if we can run with them or not. I don't think so. I hope we can anyway.
He's going to give it his best shot. Let's check in with Jerry Reed and see who he's got.
Got a good qualifying position here to lighten up a Winston, I guess. You got something for him tonight?
Probably not, but we're going to try to do the best we can.
This the best qualifying run you've had all year, or is this match one you've had before?
No, second's the best qualifying I've had this year.
All right, you think you got something for Tommy Tatum? He's going to rub on you on the inside. You know that when they take the green.
It could happen.
All right, Cliff McDaniel enjoying a cigarette before the race. He's getting ready to do battle with Tommy Tatum, who's in 3rd place on the grid.
Well, moving to the outside of row number 3, we'll call him Dale McCallard, but actually it's Dale Hamlet. Dale, you got a great view of the racing action about to take place in front of you. What's it going to be like going into turn 1?
It's hard to say. On the outside groove, it's just got to hang in there with them and hope we make it.
One thing's for sure, we can make sure Yvonne Alzero is going to catch the action in this race heading into turn 1. Now let's check on the racing action.
Chargers would run the night's finale. Battling buddies Mike Greathouse and Brad Skelding would start from the front row. 19 cars raced to the green with Greathouse securing the lead off turn 4. Tommy Tatum took the second spot from Skelding, but Skelding came back to trade paint in turn 4 and then again in turns 1 and 2. Skelding would regain the second spot. As further back the field was stacking up as fast cars tried to work the traffic and some of the newcomers tried to keep control of their loose rides. Wayne Bourdin was one of the loose rides as he worked turns 1 and 2 and then lost it on the backstretch to bring out caution. Greathouse would lead the field back to green with Skelding and Tatum in tow. Chris Hopkins and Kirk Stewart would trade a little paint after the return of green, but it would be Greathouse keeping it up front to the finish with Skelding second, followed by Tatum, Kevin Minner, and Cliff McDaniel.
Yeah, here's the boy from Bucks County, Brad Skelding. Second place, and you almost bit a piece of the turn 2 wall and some 3 wide action there.
You caught that, did you? Yeah, a couple times. The car was kind of loose tonight, and you know, it was, other than that, it was a pretty good race. So the car is running better today than I guess the last few races. So, in a sense, to be honest with you, tonight's a success.
Well, just missing the wall was a success because the traffic was a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, we had a little trouble there. I think I couldn't slow down. Obviously, I knew the race was over if I did that, so I had to take a chance. And they were, and I guess they felt the same way. So, but we all came out alive. And
just a walk in the park for you tonight.
No, I wouldn't say that. I watched the green light this time. I ain't gonna jump like I did last time. Last time I kind of got a little anxious. Bonus money's getting up there pretty good, but no, I got to give all the credit to the crew. I mean, we was out here hustling today. We got new tires. They didn't work, so we put the old ones back on. They worked a little bit better. Joe Hall. What can I say about the guy? I mean, he knows his stuff about a car. I mean, without him, I don't think I'd be running up front. Without all my uncle, Don, all those guys, I just couldn't do it without them. I just get in and drive it.
Well, that'll be Michael Greathouse picking up the big win here tonight. And we need to check in with Freddie and Jerry because they're going to wrap up tonight's program. I don't know where Jerry is. They've been looking for him all night. Every time he's supposed to do an interview, he's not around. So I'm going to take this opportunity. The Mid-Atlantic Modified Tour, open wheel modifieds, racing next Sunday afternoon at the New River Valley Speedway. We're at East Carolina on the 25th. Right now, Tom Humphreys leads the points as David Stokes in second, and Brett Hamilton runs third.
Who cares about the modified, man? Mass cars at Southern National Speedway next week. We're down there with Jerry Reed. I get to work with my cohort all night long, and we don't really care what you modified guys.
We'll be back at
you
Southern
open
National
wheel guys.
June 8th. June 8th at Southern National. So you don't miss it.
And of course, Jerry Reed, who is one of the public relations directors at Kenley. And by the way, he has a nice little condo down there now, we understand, after trading off billboards for furniture and everything else.
Trade off billboards for furniture, washer, dryer, everything. I mean, you sell a piece of wall is cheap.
That's
right. It really is.
That's right. The next time
when
you can always
came through a couple weeks ago, he was sweating it. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
but hey, I tell you, you got to be happy. You had a full crew here tonight. You don't know how to act.
I know it, man. It's nice for all these guys to show up. Last week I was wondering where everybody was, and y'all showed up tonight. I got to sit down in the stands, actually relax for a moment. And Yvonne griped at everybody but me tonight.
Well, speaking of that, at Southern National Speedway tomorrow night, it's double points all divisions. The Hooters Pro Trucks are running, and coming up June 14th and 15th, the Hooters Cup Super Late Model Show.
Now, wait a minute. We show on Monday, so that means tomorrow night has already gone.
That's right. Well, that's typical PR director, Jerry Reed. But hey, I tell you, it was fun being out here, and Jerry and I have already talked. We've decided that Jerry and I want to one day grow up and be just like Freddie Clark. Good night, everyone.
Oh, yeah, well, good luck to both of you, because everybody knows wearing pants like that, you will never grow up. But Mark Potter, who we're still trying to fit into a mass car. But anyway, mass cars at Southern National Speedway next week. As for us, well, we're going to give you something special next week, a little added bonus. We're going to show you some added events from NASCAR. We may even take you down to South Boston. We'll see you next time on Southside Speedway Illustrated.